Carlo Ancelotti, who spent just 2 years at Chelsea, quickly became one of the most beloved figures of the Roman Abramovich era. He achieved a historic success by winning the domestic double in the 2009-2010 season, implementing some of the most exciting football the club has ever witnessed. Here is how you can successfully replicate his tactics into FC24. The preferred formation for Carlo Ancelotti during his time at Chelsea, specifically in that 2009-2010 season, was the 4-1-2-1-2 system, allowing him to more or less implement a diamond in the midfield, and mainly that diamond consisted of the likes of Frank Lampard, Ballack, as well as Essien at the base of it, with either a Deco or a Malouda at the top, looking to try and be involved in the attacking outlet as the attacking midfielder. And of course, this allowed the wider players, such as Ashley Cole, as well as Branislav Ivanovic, to bomb up and down the left and the right channel. Of course, this system was a very effective system. I think during the 2009-2010 season, Chelsea ended up scoring 7 goals on 3 different occasions, and then on the final day of the season, they ended up scoring 8 goals, which is absolutely sensational. They were a free-flowing attacking juggernaut, looking to get the ball into Didier Drogba, get the ball into Nicolas Anelka. Now, essentially, I will say this was not the only formation that Carlo Ancelotti used during that season. He also looked to try and use a 4-3-3, and that was mainly because halfway through the season, the Premier League team specifically found out how to cope with this midfield diamond, cope with the front two of Anelka and Didier Drogba. So he did switch things up a little bit, and he implemented the 4-3-3, and that is also something that he looked to use more so in Europe. This system and this formation was the major key, the major building block in establishing Chelsea's success that season. One of the most impressive elements to the Chelsea side from the 2009-2010 season was their versatility, their ability to switch up either during games or changing their game plans when going into specific games. Now, essentially, that is displayed with the tactical approach, starting off with the tactical vision being set to custom. Now, essentially, I don't think that there is a tactical vision that really suits the way that this Chelsea side played under Carlo Ancelotti during that, 2-season stint. So that's why I've set this to custom. Now, the defense and the defensive style will be set to pressure on heavy touch. They would look to occasionally press and keep the opposition on their toes and maybe force an error or two that might lead to a goal, but they were also content with sitting in their mid-block structure, making it very difficult for the opposition to go ahead and try and break them down. A lot of Chelsea's goals came from that liquid, fluid, attacking, counter-attacking system that Ancelotti had instilled in the side. Now, that's more or less what you will be aiming for with the defensive settings for the tactical approach. Now, the team width will be set to 50, paired up with the team's depth being set to 55, like I mentioned, setting up in a mid-block at 55 depth. Now, this would also look to try and protect the likes of a John Terry as well as a Carvalho. Quite often, because of the rigid defensive system and scheme that Ancelotti had set up for the side, the opposition would quite often turn the ball over either in the midfield zones or closer to the Chelsea goal, and that would lead to quite a few counter-attacking chances for the forwards. And speaking of the forwards, onto the offensive side of things and the offensive phases of play, the build-up play will be set to balance. Now, this incorporates both the slow and the fast build-up approach. Now, essentially, Ancelotti was quite happy for his team to rotate the ball, make sure that they were looking to try and dictate the tempo, but at the same time as well, they were also quite prone to being able to move the ball from back to front very quickly and very effectively. Having players like Frank Lampard and Ballack get on the ball and help the team transition up the field, getting the ball into the likes of a Anelka or a Deco higher up the field, or maybe even a Didier Drogba. So you will be looking to try and keep the opposition, very much unaware with your versatile attacking outlets. As for the other offensive instructions, the width should be set to 35, creating a nice compact attacking structure in the central areas, looking to try and feed the ball into your strikers, but also vacating the wider areas for the likes of an Ashley Cole to bomb down the left flank, or even a Branislav Ivanovic whenever he did get forward, bombing down that right side, and also looking to supply crosses and cutbacks into the box for the players who will be waiting in there to attack those opportunities. Now, essentially, the players in the box will be set to 7. You want at least 3 to 4 players in the box ready and waiting for the opportunities. And then finally, people, the corners and the free kicks will be set to 4. Moving on to the individual player roles and instructions, starting off at the front with the strike partnership of Nicolas Anelka as well as Didier Drogba. So we will start off with the role of Drogba in the system. Now, he will be set to maintaining a balanced width, allowing him to do more or less as he please, looking to rotate into the space in the wider areas or potentially go ahead and stay central. Now, you will see quite often Anelka as well as Didier Drogba interchanging, where the one will attack and the other will obviously attack the other space. Now, this could be down the left or the right-hand side, and you want to try and create that unpredictability from your strike partnership. The most important feature, though, will be the likes of Didier Drogba looking to get in behind. Of course, he was a very, tall, strong, physical player, but he also liked to use the speed that he had and try and exploit the opposition's backline with those runs in behind. And of course, having a Frank Lampard or a Ballack playing those longer balls into the channels for him to run onto and attack the space. Now, the interceptions will be set to normal, but every now and then you do want your front to occasionally pressing the opposition's backline or the goalkeeper just to, make sure that they are kept on their toes and also trying to disrupt the calming offensive rhythm from the opposition's back line. And then finally, like I say, the likes of Didier Drogba was allowed to do as he pleased, and more times than not, he would be the outlet ball for this Chelsea side. So you want him staying forward on the defensive end. For his strike partner, I have set him to maintaining a balanced approach for all of the instructions. There's no major changes needed for it. And of course, this will help him also interchange and feed off of what the left striker will do. You will see the likes of Jackson drifting in and out of that wider right channel, especially with those runs in behind. And therefore, you would expect the likes of Nkunku, who is taking up the role of Nicolas Anelka, to more or less alternate his attacking run patterns and attack in the opposite zones and areas. So more or less, that is what you will expect from the other striker. The player just in behind the strike partnership was either Deco or Malouda. Now, essentially, they would more or less have the same role and instructions going forward. And you would also quite often see that with the defensive support of the attacking midfielder, he could choose at times to drop a bit deep and help support in those central zones, trying to defend against the opposition. But against the lesser sides, it could have been a Hull City, a Wigan. You would see the front three of your two strikers and your number 10 staying further up the field, being very good counter-attacking options for this Chelsea side. So that's why I've set it and left it on balanced, because it can more or less initiate these types of moments for your side. The support on crosses, however, will be set to get into the box. Quite often you would see either Deco or Malouda in the box waiting and ready to attack the opposition, or sorry, not the opposition, but waiting to attack the potential cutbacks or crosses into the final third or the attacking zone. And also quite often you would see the number 10 overlap the strikers and get into those more attacking zones himself. So you want those situations to also occur. Now, I have set him to drift wide, as you do want the number 10 drifting into those wider spaces, almost attacking the half spaces in certain moments, along with the likes of a Frank Lampard as well as a Michael Ballack. So that's why I've set him to drift wide, allowing also the two central midfielders to drift in and out of those more attacking zones, and more or less looking to attack zone 14 in a rotational sense and manner. And then finally, the interceptions will be set to aggressive. The left central midfielder was given the license to have a bit more attacking freedom in his game plan and the way that he would play. And of course, this was the role of Frank Lampard. So you want him to be able to get forward, look to try and combine very efficiently and effectively with the strikers just in front of him, as well as when he was getting forward, he wants him to stay on the edge of the box. Now, every now and then you might see either your left or your right central midfielder breaking into the box, attacking the back post potentially. And that is something that you do want. That is something that Frank Lampard and Ballack were quite good at doing, making those late edge of the box runs into the attacking zone and landing on either a loose ball or a potential cutback or cross from either the left or the right back. The interceptions will be set to normal, and then finally you want them to be set to cover the wing and of course free roam. There will be quite a lot of rotation in the central areas between the attacking midfielder and the two slightly wider midfielders. Michael Ballack was deployed as the right central midfielder. Now, he would contribute on both the offense and defensive phases of play, and that is exactly why, for the attacking support, I've set him to maintaining a balanced role. Now, you also want him on the edge of the box, pairing up with Frank Lampard and potentially Malouda or Deco, whoever you have or want in that, number 10 role. And he would look to rotate the play. But every now and then, just like with Lampard, he would break into the box himself if the opportunity was there for him to go ahead and exploit. The interceptions will be set to normal, and then of course you want him to cover the wing and also have that free roaming role on the offensive end of things. Your defensive midfielder was Michael Essien at that time, and in order to successfully replicate his role and instructions and the way that he played, you need him to be able to tight mark, stay back while attacking, have aggressive interceptions, stick to position, and cover the wing. Essentially, the likes of Michael Essien would stay back and shield the backline area and make sure that the other midfielders were flooding forward and looking to overload and overwhelm the opposition. He did allow them to have that attacking freedom in the way that this Chelsea team went ahead and, displayed themselves on the attacking phases of play. But essentially, you'll have the likes of Caicedo breaking up the play, looking to track back, pick up runners in those wider areas, and look to just try and, disrupt and disturb the offensive rhythm from the opposition. The two fullbacks would prove to be crucial in the success of this attacking side, really only being the outlets in those wider areas of the field, having the likes of Ashley Cole as well as Branislav Ivanovic bombing up and down the left and the right channels respectively. But of course, Ashley Cole was more of the attacking outlet, more of the attacking flair down the left-hand side, whereas Ivanovic was more so balanced out. That would probably be the best way to describe the way that he attacked and defended at the same time. So Ashley Cole would often, bomb forward and attack down the left space, providing a lot of crosses and cutback situations for the attackers in the box. So you want him to join the attack as well as overlap. Whereas your right back, yes, when he does get forward, he will also look to overlap and whip in crosses and cutbacks. But it was a very balanced approach. It was more so looking to try and balance out his defensive duties with his offensive opportunities that he did get down the right flank. Now also, you want Branislav Ivanovic to have this hard-nosed, hard-biting tackle in him, and that is why you would also want him to be set to step up. The two centre-backs were the likes of Carvalho as well as John Terry, and there are no major changes or requirements needed to their instructions or roles, and that is why I've set it all to balanced. Essentially, both of these players were quite capable of being able to cover for one or the other, as well as being able to play out from the back. If the likes of Petr Cech didn't kick it long and he kicked it short into the two centre-backs in the back line, both were very capable, more so the likes of John Terry, but both were very capable of being able to play out from the back, play into the midfield, and play under pressure from the opposition. And then finally, the goalkeeper, who will be set to come for crosses as well as maintain a balanced approach, looking to stay on his line a little bit more and make the 1v1 saves. Of course, Petr Cech was an elite, probably the best shot stopper in Premier League history, some might say. I mean, it's a good argument to make, to be fair. And of course, he is very good at being able to claim those aerial balls when they were fired into the box. Of course, you had the likes of Carvalho and Terry also to try and deal with. So it was quite a hard thing to try and conquer this, Chelsea backline, having such an elite goalkeeper paired up with two elite centre-backs that were very good at being able to defend those aerial threats. So it was a bit of a mixed bag, but again, Cech could also look to play it out into the backline areas and look to try and establish that first phase builder play, but more so having the freedom to punt the ball long and alleviate the stress and the pressure on the backline immediately. And there you go, people. That is how I would successfully implement the 2009-2010 Chelsea tactics under Carlo Ancelotti in that historic domestic double winning season. Of course, as always, if you guys have enjoyed the video, please don't forget to smash that like button down below, subscribe if you are new. We are on the road to 10,000 subs. So if you can and you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that big red subscription button, as well as join the Discord. The link will be down below in the description for you to go ahead and join. And don't forget to let me know what you would rank and rate this system out of. Me personally, I would give it an 8.5. I really do like the fluidity of the system, but we are going to hop into the gameplay where we will discuss it in further detail and you guys can see a bit more of what the system can do for you. Okay, kicking things off here at the bridge with the gameplay. Now, I won't always be using the right names here to describe this team and the players and everything like that, but I will try. And I probably will get confused as well. But you know what? Just looking to establish a good offensive rhythm, getting the boys a good early touch or two, playing a great ball between the lines there. There we go. There we go. Look at that. The left back was making a great run further forward. I do think that Chilwell would definitely suit a system like this. There we go. He's come away with it, and it's some great defending from Trent Alexander-Arnold. Wow, you don't normally see that. You don't normally hear that. And a little bit of a counter press there from the boys in blue. Well, we have done a great job here, just establishing ourselves as a no BS, no nonsense taking team. And right here, right now, Luis Diaz looking to get the best of the right back, who does have, wow, a good defensive outlet down that right-hand side. Okay, they've got a corner early doors. Of course, Liverpool are always going to be a tough team, and they are going to try and dominate possession. But that does mean that we might be able to counterattack on them and maybe score a goal or two. Maybe, potentially, possibly. And they've immediately snuffed out the back line, sorry, the front line offensive movements. Great defending. Great defending. But look at this. Now we can break. Nicholas Jackson looking to run slightly wider. Is he onside? Yes, he is. He is still onside, and that is exactly what Chelsea was so well known for doing. Inviting the press, inviting the pressure, sucking them in, and then the likes of Anelka and Drogba just counter-attacking, having the likes of Frank Lampard, because essentially it was the left central midfielder providing that outlet ball and the assist. Having Frank Lampard combine with the likes of a Didier Drogba and he would look to, do the rest. And also, might I say, when I was doing my research, Drogba scored quite a few free kicks that season. I think it was like 4 or 5. It could have even been more, or it could have been slightly less. I'm pretty sure I saw 4. Like, his free kicks that season were crazy. Like, they were really, really good. And it's nice to see that his role and instructions, seem to work quite nicely with Nicholas Jackson. Now, I was contemplating putting the likes of Lukaku in, but I think Nicholas Jackson embodies, the speed and the pace of that, times Drogba. Anyways, we go again. We've won the ball back. Looking to attack down at this left-hand side with nobody, because I've played a terrible ball into a marked man. And this is also why the DM is so important. You need the DM helping support this back line. The likes of Michael Essien was so good at being able just to pick up the extra man, break up the play, disrupt the offensive build-up, playing a short ball into the back line, and we'll play it out into the right back. Here we go. And the fullback down the left-hand side is bombing further forward. I saw the run of Nkunku, and then he stopped running. He stopped goddamn running. You love to see it, or you hate to see it, really. Anyways, we'll just break up the play here. Back into the likes of your goalkeeper. Just punt it long. Looking to lay it off into the other striker, who looks to lay it off into the right central midfielder, who has found a bombing on more attacking right fullback in this brief moment. There was the space to attack, and he did. He did it quite well, quite nicely, and they might look to break on us. And again, you will see quite a bit of this in the game, looking to flood men forward with the potential, counter-attacks and aggressive overloads. But it does tend to work quite nicely, you might say. Great tackle from the centre-back. Just looking to boss proceedings. And it's a bad pass out from the back there from Fofana. Not really doing his best John Terry impression. Great ball down the left-hand channel here. We are looking for the back post run. And it is a great save from the goalkeeper. It was a great cross-in from the left-back. A great shot from the striker. An even better save from Alisson, the goalkeeper. But so far, 1-0 to the good. It has been very transitional. It has been up and down, quite forward movement. But you would expect with a Jurgen Klopp Liverpool side versus a Carlo Ancelotti, Chelsea side, that it would be very much like this. Now, if we take a look at some of the stats at the break, we have maintained just a slightly better overall possession of the game at 53% to their 47%. We've had 10 ball recoveries to their 9, 2 shots to their 1, so we need to try and up that in the second half, trying to create a few more opportunities for us. But I must say, we've capitalized on those few opportunities, and we've put the ball in the back of the net just once. The passes have been 46 to 32, and we have maintained a pass accuracy of 80%, which is not very good at all compared to their 91. We've had 11 tackles to their 2, so we are very proactive and reactive in what we're trying to do on the defensive end. Again, looking to set in our structure and trying to break up and disturb the offensive rhythm from this Liverpool side. And then, of course, tackles 8 to just 1. Not too bad, the stats, but there are a few areas of improvement needed in that second half. And just taking a look at our passing at the break, and quite a few passes between 15 and 18, of course, the strike partnership. But we need to get the midfield a bit more involved, having them look to try and run and dictate the tempo of the game. Because, of course, we are playing with a diamond midfield, and that can easily outdo a midfield 3 that Liverpool do possess. So get them a bit more involved, get the likes of the left back and Ashley Cole or, Ben Chilwell a bit more involved down the left-hand side. But otherwise, I think it hasn't been the worst display of the tactics. Okay, Liverpool look to kick things off here in the second half. We will look to set back in our more natural defensive 4-1-2-1-2 formation and make sure that it's very difficult for them to try and break down our, defensive structure. Nicely done there. Nicely done there. Good little ball. And a great ball out wide to this left-hand side. Great ball yet again. It's a great ball into the attacking central midfielder who's gone for the audacious, Trivela pass, and it hasn't really come off because the striker wasn't really reading me in that brief moment. Just looking to track back with the defensive midfielder, looking to pick up the extra runner here and there and every other way. And doing a good job in making sure that the defensive structure is very much kept in place up until now. Mo Salah looking to try and dominate this back line area. It's a great last-ditch tackle. It's a great last-ditch tackle. Quickly. Moving the ball. Good long ball from Ballack out wide into the running possession of Didier Drogba, who has played in Anelka, who is offside. God damn it. It was a great little bit of movement and action in that frontline area. Not too bad, not too shabby. And they have gone along with it yet again. We've won the ball back into the likes of Lamps. Good ball. Back into the left back, who has played a great little ball first time into the striker, who doesn't really have much area to go. And of course, if it was actually Drogba, I would look to try and bully the likes of Virgil van Dijk. But it's not Drogba, let's be honest here. And it's a great ball. Little cutback moments, and there we go. It had to be, in that moment, some good attacking outlets down the right channel. Ivanovic, bombing forward every now and then. The opportunity was there, so he contributed to the attacking outlet of the game. And it ends up in a fantastic cutback opportunity with the result being a goal. Great find from the attacking midfielder. Could have been Maluda, could have been Deco. It's up to your imagination, really. And there you have it. A fantastic 2-0 lead. I must say the display in the second half has been a lot more improved. It's been a lot better. And it's resulted in a fantastic goal in the 64th minute. Now we go again. We look to try and win the ball back. Invite this press from this Liverpool side, this pressure. They can look to try and attack us. Looking just to break up their play. What might they be able to do? They tried something there. For a brief moment, they tried something. We've got two runners here. Into the left striker, back into the right striker. There we go. It was almost a moment of magic. It was almost a moment of magic. Little reverse pass. And this is what you need. You need a lot of midfield dominance here. And we are using our midfield quite nicely. Little ball. I was trying to lay it off into Caicedo there, but it just didn't result in anything. Right back is tracking back very nicely. Reece James doing a great job in looking to try and pick up Luis Diaz. And he does a fantastic job in a great tackle to win the ball back for the boys. Short pass into the centre back, who lays it off into the midfield. And now we can look to build our attack yet again. And as you'll see there as well, Cole Palmer being deployed as the attacking midfielder did drift into that wider right channel. Great ball into Lampard, who is attacking the half space. Great cross. Oh my god, it beats everybody, including Van Dijk, including the right striker. And, well, we did press him, and it has resulted in a throw-in. But we've won the ball back. We have won the ball back. Great ball. Oh! That could have been special. That could have been amazing. We have definitely dominated play here in this second half. I mean, maybe get a third goal? Maybe, possibly. Good ball. Great ball. Look at that. Left back's bombing forward. He's looking to... There we go. There we go. That's the third. That is the third. Great combination play between the two strikers, looking to, work in and out of the other alternate spaces that, of course, the one striker is. And to be fair, Nkunku attacking down the left-hand side gets the ball. Great pass in from Jackson into Nkunku, and Nkunku puts the ball in the back of the net. Greatness. Fantastic. And that should result in a 3-0 drubbing of Chelsea to display for you guys the Carlo Ancelotti tactics. I hope you have enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to smash that like button. And now we are going to assess how the second half of the game fared compared to that first. Full-time stats read 58% possession to Liverpool's 42, so you can see we did grow a lot more confidence in that second half. Also, the expected goals did go up to 2.3, which is quite good, and we did more or less pop off the same amount of shots in the second half, but we were more clinical because it resulted in 2 more goals. Passes 106 to 59. Wow, Liverpool definitely did not maintain themselves in that second half very well. 16 tackles to their 6 and 9 tackles to their 2. And the pass accuracy also went up quite a bit. Anyways, so that is the tactics. You guys will have to let me know down below in the comment section. Do you like the Carlo Ancelotti 09-2000? I keep saying 09-2010, but the 2009-2010 tactics. Anyways, until the next time, until the next one, I hope you have a smashing damn day. I'm out of here. Peace.